Well, good morning, everyone. I'm David Paul. Welcome to my presentation. The last time I was on Core Finance, I talked about some small cap winners for July, and I'm pleased to say they're all moving quite nicely. Today, I want to have a look at 5 large cap stocks that I believe can move considerably in July. But first of all, let's look at the overall market. And as you're all probably aware, the overall market hasn't opened up well this morning. It's not a UK thing. It's something that came out of China, and pretty much all markets in Europe are off. Germany's off, we're off 1% plus. So that's the VectorVest composite of the UK over the last 18 months now. You can see the COVID sell-off and the push-up that we've had since. Those red and green triangles represent the longest measure of the trend on VectorVest, and the longest measure of the trend has been up since the 11th of November last year. So that's looking good. There's no doubt that the American market is pretty much in the same place. The American market looks very overbought in the short term, and there is a major Fibonacci projection or target level at 4,350 odd, and the market struggled for the last couple of days to get through that level and pulled back in the futures market by 50 points this morning to 4,300. So we could see 2 to 3 day pullback quite easily in the American market, which will be reflected here as well. So I've chosen 5 stocks. They're all in the FTSE 350. They're all extremely liquid with low spreads. The first one is the 3i Group. Now, that's my standard VectorVest chart. I think you can see the price in the candle format. Above the price with the thick green line, that's the VectorVest valuation. And as you can see, the VectorVest valuation of the stock is quite a bit higher than where it's trading. And in the window below the price, that's our proprietary forecast earnings per share, which is rising strongly over the last year. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the engine that drives the share price. I've got a second slide where I've just taken the valuation off so we can look at the price action in a bit more detail. And the price has broken resistance, and it broke on the 4th attempt, and it's pulled back and kissed those levels, and it's charted a 3-way pullback, and that's a pullback that was made quite famous by a mentor of mine, a gentleman by the name of Richard Wyckoff, and Wyckoff called that setup a spring. And it's poised, in my humble opinion, both the fundamentals and the technicals are poised for a high momentum move, assuming the general market can keep going. 70% of the exercise is the general market, but that looks quite good. This is Persimmon's. Persimmon's off a bit this morning. There was a trading statement this morning. I thought the trading statement was pretty good. And Persimmon's is off with everything else this morning, about 70 pence. So again, this share has pulled back to that trend line. It's pulled back to old tops, and I felt that that was an exceptionally good level. The share and the fundamentals of the share getting back very quickly to what it was pre-COVID. So, and they've cleared up an awful lot of issues with governance in the company over the last 18 months. So I like that at that level, and I'm a shareholder of Persimmon's myself. Games Workshop is a share that I've spoken about in Core Finance many times. As you can see, that's an 18-month chart onward, well, 15 months. The push-up from the COVID sell-off, and it's tried to break out now for the 4th time. And markets, if they're going to break on the 4th attempt normally. So that looks to me as if this can move quite a long way. The target would be quite a way upwards. So that looks very good, and I have a position in Games Workshop myself. CCC, Computacenter, again, it's broken. and pulled back. As you can see, earnings per share rising strongly. It's charted that Wyckoff pattern that I like. And on the last pullback to that former resistance level, which is now support, I added to the share, in fact, towards the end of last week. So like the look of CCC for another move. And this is Kainos. They reported, I suppose, about a month ago now. I thought their numbers were excellent. It's making a series of rising bottoms, as you can see. And again, exactly the same pattern occurred where it pulled back to previous resistance and then went up a little bit and then came back, ran the stops, and now has reversed. So this looks as if it's out of trouble now. We stressed about this at our VectorVest user groups for a few days as it pulled back, but it seems to be out of trouble. It's back on a VectorVest buy, and I would expect that share to move up strongly. So those shares are all in the FTSE 350. I feel that they're all at a good level to get on board. The only ambiguity is, of course, is how long this overall market can keep going. And as we go into the day, the advice on VectorVest will be short-term trend is down, longer-term trends are still up, and we should wait for the shorter-term trend of the London market to turn back up in sync with the longer-term trend before doing anything. So I hope that helps. If you want more information on VectorVest, vectorvest.co.uk. I have frequent webcasts and seminars, and you can get me on david.paul@vectorvest.com. And I run a weekly webcast. If you want a complimentary invite to that, then just email me and I'll send you one, david.paul@vectorvest.com. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.